first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Welcome to a broadcast of the Democratic Alliance. Did you know the Democratic Alliance is the stable anchor of the Government of National Unity? DA ministers and DA deputy ministers are getting things done with a special focus on job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
Good morning. The DA is in court today to protect and to defend property rights. Whether you own a house, a land, apartment, or a farm, you have the value of that asset, and it belongs to you. And it should be protected because you've paid for it. Property rights means that every single person can own their property without the fear of the state having the ability to take it from them under some vague legislation. Property rights make the economy work, and it allows jobs to be created. Without property rights, the economy will tank and jobs will be killed. And most importantly, the protection of property rights allows South Africans to bring about real reform, economic reform, change of ownership patterns. It is only possible when property ownership is protected. Temporary ownership is vulnerable ownership, and it is at the mercy of the state. And that is not real property ownership. For more of this, I hand over to my colleague, Bongi.
Thank you, Jan. The current Expropriation Act is not constitutional and was not passed through Parliament legally. I think even President Ramaphosa hinted at that. Now it allows government to take land for nil compensation. Now the DA is in court to stop this. And that is the reason why we're here today. And I think it's important just to take people back so that we can understand how did we get here. You remember that in 2016, under President Zuma, the Expropriation Act passed Parliament, but it lapsed before it was signed into law. The DA strongly opposed this law in Parliament. And again in 2018, the debate returned and revolved around amending Section 25 of the Constitution, the section protecting property rights. Again, the DA outright opposed and fought against this, and the attempt to amend the Constitution failed in Parliament. The bill we are here today began in 2020. It was processed through the Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure, the committee that I am the DA spokesperson of, the committee that I serve in. It went through public submission and public hearings. The DA fought vigorously against this bill because it would compromise property rights. But in 2022, the ANC and EFF gang together to pass this bill through the National Assembly. And again, the DA opposed this bill. This was before 2024 elections and before the ANC lost its majority in Parliament. Then the bill went through the NCOP, and procedural irregularities compromised the NCOP process. And my colleague, Asho, will elaborate on this. The bill was signed into law in December 2025 by President Ramaphosa. The DA, again, as partner in the GNU, strongly objected and prevented the president bringing this bill into law. And the DA is here today to follow through on our promise to South Africans. We will protect your property rights.
Oh, yes.
And let me now hand over to my colleague, Asho.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Bongi. So the DA is here in court today to protect property rights for all South Africans. We will not accept a bill that legalizes land grabs. It is not acceptable in a constitutional democracy. The DA's case is built on a very specific set of legal grounds. Firstly, that Section 19 of this Act is irrational, and that the final mandates before the National Council of Provinces, when the Act was voted on, was unlawful. In terms of Section 19 of the Act, the DA is to argue before the court today that 19(2) and 3 of the Expropriation Act is irrational because it contains an irresolvable circularity that renders the Act inoperable. It is not possible to give effect to this. So let me unpack this clearly. Section 8, 3G of the Act says that a notice of expropriation must reflect the amount of compensation agreed on or approved or decided by a court under Section 19. But Section 19 then says that the timeframes for the institution of court proceedings runs from the date of the notice of expropriation, the purpose of which is for the court to decide or approve the amount, time, and manner of payment of just and equitable compensation. What this basically means is that the notice must reflect compensation determined by a court, but the Act also says that you can't go to court until a notice has been issued. It can't be both ways. Parliament did not properly consider this Act. Therefore, the one can't happen without the other, and the other can't happen without the other. This is a circular law. Then, of course, in the ANC's rush to ram this through Parliament in the dying days of its majority, their provincial delegates in the National Council of Provinces were not lawfully authorized to vote on behalf of their provinces in favor of this Act. Now, my colleague Bongi Madikizela has referenced the route this followed and the flaws in the NCOP. The Constitution requires that at least 5 provinces vote in favor of a bill in the NCOP, whereas fewer than 5 provincial delegations voted in favor of the expropriation bill with a lawful authority on the day. That means that the bill was passed through the National Council of Provinces unlawfully. And the DA will make 2 arguments for why provincial delegates lack the authority to vote for the Act. 4 delegates were given a final mandate by the Speaker of their legislature, which lacks the power to confer a final mandate. And 3 delegates were given a final mandate contrary to the rules of their provincial legislature. On either argument, the Expropriation Act was passed unconstitutionally and it must be declared invalid. So the DA is fighting today for property rights because that is what we have always stood for and will continue to fight for. Thank you. Jan?
We want land with compensation.
Thank you very much, colleagues. We will now take questions, if there are any questions from the media. Please just state the media house you're from.
Please just clarify who else is part of today's application.
Any more questions?
Tara's Business Day. Could the DA please clarify Minister McPherson's position, given the fact that he is both a member of the Democratic Alliance, also the first respondent on the court papers today, and he does not seem to be here? What is the role that the DA is liaising with Minister McPherson, given the fact that he is a DA minister in cabinet?
Thank you, Tara. So, Ash, 3 questions on the applicants and the respondents.
Okay, let's start with the last question first. So, for the DA's specific case, there are other cases against the bill. The respondents are the Minister of Public Works, the President of the Republic, the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Speaker of the 9 provincial legislatures as well. Those are the respondents in this particular case, on the basis that we have described that we are taking the case. In terms of the Minister of Public Works, that is a separation of party and state matter. He will be, his legal counsel will be here today, and I'm sure that you can see the case unfold. It would be highly irregular for the Democratic Alliance to speak on behalf of the state. We are a political party. We reserve our rights to challenge anything. And so the minister can speak for himself, of course. But it's important to note that Minister McPherson did not table this bill before Parliament. He did not support it when he was an ordinary MP to vote for it through Parliament. It was under the previous administration, and the minister at the time was Patricia de Lille. What was the first question?
First question, applicants.
We've covered the applicants, yes. Okay, there we go. I think we've covered all the questions then.
Yeah, but who's with us? Who's the other applicants?
So there were other applicants on separate challenges, including AfriForum and one other NGO, but their cases obviously are on different grounds to ours.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
One more question.
Malungelo Boy from Newsroom Africa. I just want to ask does the DA believe that the country does need a law like this one, considering the history of our country? Thank you.
Ash, welcome, Jacob.
So, considering the history of our country with forced removals, with people being arbitrarily deprived of property, with people being told that you can and can't live in a certain area, with so much destruction to private property that denied millions of South Africans the right to build wealth, what we need is stable legislation that attracts investment, that ensures that people can build intergenerational wealth and not destroy it further, not create further uncertainty in our economy, and to protect as many rights as possible, not to erode rights. So what do we need? We need a bill that protects rights, that can only act in certain instances for a public purpose, i.e. building transmission lines and those kinds of things with compensation. That is what we need. We don't need any more uncertainty. We don't need anything that creates parallels to what we've lived through in the past in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, then we can close the session. Thank you. Sorry.
Launching our first ever election campaign poster for November 2026 local government elections.
There's nothing as disappointing as you wanting to make a change or waking up and saying, I want to make a change, but only to find out that you are not registered or you are registered in the wrong place.
Because if you're not registered, you can't vote, and you can only vote at the voting station where you are registered.
Even if you don't know who to vote for yet, buy yourself the option by registering to vote. Decide to be part of the group that decides what the future of our city should be.
But today we stand here excited and full of hope because we have an opportunity where we can register and ensure that we vote for a government that will get our city working for its people.
The choice is going to be very, very clear. You're going to have some of the same, where you have a failed government in place, or you're going to put a new government in place led by the Democratic Alliance. And we are asking you to come out in your numbers and register to vote and vote for the Democratic Alliance on the 4th of November.
So make sure that you are registered by going to check.da.org.za. You can register right now in the comfort of your own home. Remember, go to check.da.org.za
and come and vote for a new government on the 4th of November. Kyk wat doen 'n blazer.
Thanks for watching. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.